What has been one of the most memorable venues that Video Games Live has performed at?
That's a great question. Probably a couple. Obviously the very first show we ever did
Hmm.
is always a special one, and our first show ever was at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles with the L.A. Philharmonic Orchestra. Quite arguably the most famous stage in the world,
Hmm.
with some
Oh,
of the most
absolutely.
talented musicians in the world. And so we started right at the top. We could only go down from there. No, but my dad always taught me growing up to always shoot for the stars and never take no for an answer and this and that. So the dream was realized. We started right at the biggest venue in the world, most famous venue in the world. So that one's obviously a special one. And then, but whenever we play down in Brazil, it's unbelievable because the fans are just so feverish about the show and
Oh,
what we're doing.
wow.
Thousands of people, and they're all chanting and screaming like it's the second coming of Elvis or
Yeah.
and they're singing along, humming along with the symphony and the songs, and that's been great. But of course, like earlier this year, whenever we play in Taiwan, it's also a pandemonium. In fact, in February, we were the opening of the Taiwan International Music Festival, and we played at their country's Capitol building.
Uh-huh.
And there was over 100,000 people there, and we had synchronized fireworks and the whole thing.
Wow.
If you go on YouTube and put in Taiwan plus video games live and like One Winged Angel, you'll see you'll see some amazing things and amazing crowds.
I'll have to check that out with the fireworks. Yeah, they were definitely excited for it.
Yeah.
Um, Now for your first show, did you have any? Was it kind of a hard sell
Oh
getting
yeah,
in?
yeah. It took us 3 years. Took us 3 years to do that first show. Me and my partner Jack Wall, who's another video game composer. He worked on games like Myst and Splinter Cell, and he did last year or 2 years ago. He did Mass Effect. He's working on Mass Effect 2 right now. And yeah, we started the company in 2002, and we didn't. It took us 3 years to put on that first show because everyone thought we were completely insane, including the game companies. The game publishers were the ones. That's what took so long. We had to get all the rights and licenses and create the show and all the technology and everything. But getting the rights and licenses took us a long time. So, um, you know, now now everybody sees what we were talking about, and we play 70, 75 shows a year all over the world to sell out crowds and hundreds of thousands of people, and gamers and non-gamers alike are coming out to the shows. And now it's like, oh yeah, it makes sense. But back then, no one believed. Everyone thought we were crazy.
Wow. Well, that's great that the persistence and everything paid off because now Video Games Live is taken off and it is a big part of gaming culture now, and especially with the music. So it's great to have the spotlight on that.
Yeah, we did 3 shows in 2005, 11 shows in 2006, 29 shows in 2007, 47 shows last year in 2008, and this year we have over 70 shows planned all over the world. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a big deal for us.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Now, when the Guinness Book of World Records contacted you to be inducted in their Gamers Edition 2008, what was your experience like?
Yeah, it was really cool. I mean, that's something where it's funny. I've done all these been involved with all these awesome projects in my career and done a lot of cool things. But the thing that impressed my mom the most was that I made it in the Guinness Book of World Records. But yeah, and I have 3 records in there. The first, probably the one I'm most proud of, is the person who has worked on the most commercially released video games, uh, and that's for everyone, whether designers, artists, whatever. And that's over 275 games. We're also in there for the most video game concerts in one year. The record's 43 as of last October, but we've already broken that record. So we'll be doing another one, getting another certificate for that in 2009. And then the other one was for the longest running video game television show, the Electric Playground, which has
Absolutely.
been on air for over 13 years.
Wow. Well, I guess on the note of the Electric Playground, I mean to ask you. I know you've been very busy with Video Games Live. Do you see yourself returning to Electric Playground, or are you still involved with Electric Playground, like on the side?
Yeah, it's rare that I get a chance. I think last year there's two shows we created: Playground, and then the second one is called Reviews on the Run, but it was known here in the U.S. as Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm. G4.
Uh, yeah, on G4, yeah. And but of course we were doing it well before G4,
Mm-hmm.
even and continue to do them even now that G4 still sucks. But anyway, yeah, we, so I think I did like 3 or 4 episodes last year. I just don't have the time anymore to, unfortunately, because it's fun doing the TV show and playing the bad cop to Vic's good cop. No, Video Games Live has really consumed 95% of my time now, and the other 5% is, still involved in the game industry doing sound design, and working on a game called Flip's Twisted World for the Wii right now. Like I said, just finished up Sonic the Hedgehog. You never know other stuff that pops up. But Video Games Live is really my passion. It's my goal to grow it to 100 shows a year. We want to, we're working on putting out a big nationwide television special and then a DVD to follow. So, still a lot to go there with Video Games Live. And yeah, I just don't have the time. I wish I could clone myself and do the TV shows and the concert. But if I had to choose, doing a live experience and connecting live with an audience is a very special thing for a musician and a composer. So that's my preference.
Okay. What advice can you offer those passionate about breaking into the video game industry?
Yeah, that's a great question, and there's definitely a bunch of good info out there. The first thing is to say is that the video game industry, whether it's audio or art or programming or producing or whatever you want to get into, marketing, PR, design, whatever. Talent is only about half of it. The other half is networking,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say that is true for any job in any uh, any industry you want to get into, not just a video game industry. But it's all about networking. It's all about meeting people and being able to sell yourself and this and that, and so in that sense, some of the great places to go and to get information and to meet people. The biggest thing I would tell people is to go to the Game Developers Conference, which happens every March in San Francisco. That website is gdconf, CONF
Okay.
.com. And also, those same folks run a great website called Gamasutra.
Mm-hmm.
And that has some amazing, no matter what part of the industry you want to get in, it has information. It also gives lists every single company and publisher and developer, and gives contact information. It lists jobs, has great articles and research on things. So Gama Sutra. Another great one is the International Game Developers Association, or IDG.org. Sorry, IGDA .org, and that's a nonprofit organization, and they have local chapters all around the world. And so going to those meetings and meeting the people who are making games is always a great thing. The other great thing about the Game Developers Conference that I forgot to mention is they even have a job fair area. It's over like
Ooh.
200 booths of people looking to hire artists and programmers and people to make games. There's also some great books out there. So depending on what area you want to get in, I mean, there's books if you're looking to get into game audio. there's books just on that. The Complete Guide to Game Audio by Aaron Marks, Alexander Brandon, the composer of the Unreal games and a bunch of other stuff, also has a book out about audio processes and stuff. Just get these on Amazon. Just do a search. If you want to be a designer, a producer, an artist, a programmer, there's books on all that stuff on how to do it out there on Amazon and or your local bookstore. And if you're looking to specifically get into game audio, then the biggest piece of advice I could give is to join GANG, which is the Game Audio Network Guild. Again, it's a nonprofit organization, one that I started over 7 years ago, and currently has over 2,000 members all over the world, representing over 30 countries. And it's all the video game professional audio people, sound designers, composers from all over the world. And also people looking to get into it. And it's just a huge information and, sharing information and resources. And we have scholarship funds and